What's going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and in this one we have a PSA submission reveal. So haven't been many of these here recently, but we finally have one back. This is a value bulk submission. So this was just over 20 cards, I believe 21, and I actually had to send 2 of my own cards in this submission to get that over 20, because if you do send in at value bulk, it's got to be at least a 20 card submission. So that's kind of why I've mentioned recently when I've been doing PSA videos, I'm thinking about discontinuing PSA submissions, and I do want to go ahead and announce that I'm not going to be doing PSA submissions any longer. I figured I would give it until the new year, see if packages, picked up, or submissions picked up that were either sent to me or dropped off at Louisville Sports Cards, and I just have not been getting anything. I think people are either submitting through themselves, or people just aren't submitting as much as they were during the boom. So I'm just not hardly getting any cards submitted. This submission, and I actually just sent in one last week. I actually had to use some of my own cards to get it over that 20 card mark. So it's really just not worth it with shipping to and from and insurance to PSA. If I'm only getting like 20 card submissions, it's just not worth it. So I have decided I will no longer be doing PSA submissions. I haven't really posted that on Instagram or my Facebook group or anything yet. I will be doing that soon, but I just wanted to go ahead and make that announcement since I am doing a PSA video. So I also want to say that this submission was sent in at the same time as a Value Plus submission. And I know I had mentioned previously that Value Plus, they seemed to fix it and it was coming back quite a bit faster than Value Bulk. I have Value Bulk here. I do not have Value Plus, so no idea what has happened, but I was tracking these 2 submissions, and the Value Plus was only a 3 card submission. They actually switched over to assembly, which is step 5, on the very same day. I believe this submission was done either the next day or the day after, so like a day or 2 in assembly and then they were done. The Value Plus submission is still in assembly, and they went to assembly I think like early last week, so I don't know why, but the Value Plus submission is just stuck. And the reason I mention that is because the submission I just sent in last week, I did do Value Bulk and Value Plus. So I just want to give those guys a warning. If you're in Value Plus, it could take longer than Value Bulk. I know it's very unfortunate. You're paying more. You want your cards back quicker. I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but I just wanted to mention that for whatever reason, the Value Plus submission I sent in at the same time as this one is stuck. It's still there. So hopefully that will be done any day now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this submission. My cards are actually up front. So overall, the grades in this submission were actually really, really good. However, I didn't do so good. So this one is pretty frustrating because you guys might remember this card. I picked this one up at a local show, I believe like 2 months ago. It wasn't the J&J All-Star Card Show. It was the other local show that only happens every other month. And it was just a really, really bad show. Very few dealers. Luckily, there was one guy who had some really good stuff and he was willing to work on deals. And he actually had like 4 or 5 of these Threads premium shays, and I only picked up one. I thought it looked, I remember looking at them and I thought it looked really good. And he also did have a bunch of the Threads Dazzles, which I actually bought at the next show and sold those on Whatnot. But a bunch of these premium Threads, Connor with Connor's N1 cards, his dad actually went to that show later than I did and picked up the rest of these, and he said he sent them in, as well as the other MPJ Gold. You guys might remember the Michael Porter Jr. Gold Threads card. So he graded those, and they all got 10s. And the one that I graded, I thought looked perfect, and it got a 9. So this one was very, very frustrating. And, I remember looking at it. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I have no idea. I mean, centering looks good. There was no surface issues. So pretty frustrating that one got a 9. So, honestly, I was thinking this one might be worth like 30, 40 bucks. I think at the time I got it for like 20, 25. But the last couple of these have actually done really good. One actually sold for 75 raw, and then a PSA 9 sold over in Australia, which I don't know how that converts to US, but it was like 165 Australian dollars. So not sure how that converts again to US, but these seem to be actually pretty up. So this one's actually not terrible. I'm actually pretty happy. You know, unfortunately I got a 9, but value, you know, it did seem to get a decent increase, so we'll take it. I think Shea, you know, is playing really good. I think the Thunder are playing really good too. So anyway, we also sent in this LeBron Hoops blue card. I think I pulled this out of like a blaster, and I figured it's a LeBron. It looked in good condition. It's the blue press proof, so, or I guess just blue. I guess it's not press proof, but anyway, it's blue. I guess it's considered like I mean, I don't know how much of a short print it is, shorter print than base. So I figured I'd send it in, and unfortunately this one got a 9 as well. So my 2 cards got 9s, pretty unfortunate. You know, I thought they both looked really good. Couldn't find anything wrong. But luckily for everyone else in this mission, they seem to do really, really good. So really cool one here. Corbin Carroll Pristine Blue. I absolutely love Pristine, so that is a super cool one. And it's not a color match necessarily with the red jersey, but with the blue ink and the blue parallel, kind of a color match. You know, doesn't look too bad there. And then we have another Corbin Carroll that's going to be out of 2023 Topps. That one did get a 9 on that Corbin Carroll. And then we have an Aaron Judge rookie running refractor. That one got a 10. We have a Rafael Devers, the Sepia Refractor from Topps Chrome. That one did get a 9. Next up, super cool one here. Chet Holmgren Prism Green Ice. I do believe that these came out of the Fanatics, either Blasters or Megas. I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine there's a pretty good premium there for a PSA 10 on that green ice. And then we got a PSA 10 on the Paolo Banchero Brown Prism out of Monopoly. That one's going to be out of 249. So really nice Paolo there. And then this one, the person asked me, we weren't actually sure if they were actually going to grade this or not. I believe this is, so the person that sent this one in, this is their son's like Little League coach. I guess that's like a minor league card. So we weren't sure if they were going to grade it or not, but they did grade it, and that one did get a 9. So we got a Joey Ryman. I'm not sure how to say that. Probably, I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably a pop 1. But next up, we have a Gunnar Henderson. That one got a PSA 10 on the Bowman Sterling. And then we got a 10 on the Jalen Duran Donruss Pink Laser Auto. Pink Hollow Laser. That one got a 10. Next up, we have a Jacoby Myers, got a 10 on the Mosaic Script. So, you know, again, judging from the grades in the submission, I would have thought that I would have done better than 2 9s, you know, considering there were a lot of 10s. So typically I would say, oh, this, you know, the grader, just got a rough grader or whatever. But yeah, I don't know what I missed on mine. But anyway, on this one, we got a 9 on the Jaden Ivey Blue Cracked Ice out of Select. Another Corbin Carroll here. This one is just the 2023 Topps base. That one got a 10. And a nice one here on the Lewis Hamilton Topps Chrome F1. That's going to be the purple checker, and that one did get a 10 of him holding up the trophy. So that's a really cool card. I like that one a lot. Next up, we have an Erling Haaland. That one is Topps Chrome. I believe that's top 11. But anyway, that one got a 9. And then last few here, we got a Shohei from 2019 Topps Update. That one got a 9. Got a Mookie Betts Topps Update. That one also got the 9. And then pretty cool one here. This one is a 99 Skybox Molten Metal Barry Bonds Fusion. That one did get an 8. I believe these are very, very hard grades. So to get an 8 is actually pretty good there on the Bonds. Austin Riley on the Topps Update, 10. We have a Martinelli Prism Silver. That one did get an 8. So honestly, other than I know the Bonds got an 8, but that's very tough. I think that Martinelli might be the only 8 in the submission. And then we have a Marcus Thuram Genesis out of Mosaic. That one got a 10. Final card of the submission, Topps Inception Jude Bellingham Emerging Stars Auto. And that one did get a 10. So a little bit of a thicker card. So definitely a nice grade there on the Bellingham Auto. So that is going to do it for this submission. You know, again, there's not going to be a lot of PSA submission content coming soon because I am going to discontinue them. I just sent in my last one last week, so I'll definitely show the results of that when it comes back, as well as the Value Plus submissions. And then if I do any personal submissions, I will certainly show that. But as far as group submissions, that is pretty much going to do it. So if you guys out there have ever been a part of my group submissions, I do really appreciate it. But you know, at this point, just doesn't make sense to continue. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you soon.